Hi, little pearls. I'm Tom.
And I'm Patrick. We're letting you know that the Chewing on Pearls website is now live.
Visit chewingonpearls.com to join our email list, browse upcoming and past events, and shop our brand new merch.
Thanks for listening.
The music and the performance and the fashion are one. I don't separate my art from my life. It is one whole thing.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Tom.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Patrick. And this is Chewing on Pearls, the show where we dissect and decipher Lady Gaga's chameleonic career and its impact, one pearl at a time.
So we're back, and today we're discussing the 2021 film House of Gucci, directed by Ridley Scott and starring Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jared Leto, Salma Hayek, Jeremy Irons, and more. The film depicts the events surrounding the 1995 murder of Maurizio Gucci, portrayed by Adam Driver, as orchestrated by his wife, Patrizia Reggiani, portrayed by Lady Gaga.
In November of 2019, it was announced that Gaga would play Patrizia. Principal filming began in Rome in February 2021, with a plethora of paparazzi photographs leaking from the set, giving fans sneak peeks at Gaga's costuming for the film, which included 54 distinct looks, with Gaga never wearing the same clothing, jewelry, or shoes twice.
The press tour included much speculation about Gaga's relationship to her role in the film. She stated that she wrote an 80-page biography of Patrizia to prepare for the role, spoke almost entirely in an Italian accent for 6 months leading up to filming, and channeled the behaviors of wild cats in her performance. She also stated that she didn't have any contact with Patrizia in preparation for the film, as she did not think she was a, quote, good person and didn't trust her. Gaga's work to prepare for the role came under public scrutiny, especially after Salma Hayek's dialect coach openly criticized Gaga's accent in the film, and questions about her method acting arose.
House of Gucci received mixed reviews. That's it.
Yeah.
In his review for The Hollywood Reporter, David Rooney wrote, Ridley Scott's film is a trash-tacular watch that I wouldn't have missed for the world, but it fails to settle on a consistent tone. Overlong and undisciplined as it careens between high drama and opera buffa. Similarly, in her review for Vox, Alyssa Wilkinson wrote, the movie the trailer is selling is actually a little more dishy and wild than the real House of Gucci, which would be a pointless and somewhat perfunctory dud if it weren't for the brilliance or madness of the performances.
The film currently holds a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb and a 2.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It also received a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, with the site's consensus statement reading, House of Gucci vacillates between inspired camp and dour drama too often to pull off a confident runway strut, but Lady Gaga's note-perfect performance has a timeless style all its own.
But we couldn't talk about House of Gucci all on our own, so we decided to watch the film and consult with a trusted artist, maker, friend, and fierce little diva to discuss our thoughts. Please welcome Cash Taylor.
First, let me say, oof.
Exactly.
If you know, you know.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just like, I can't, just watching you guys go back and forth like that was delicious and inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
So obviously, before we dive in, as Patrick just said, we did watch the film all together, which was an enjoyable experience. Cash made some Italian wedding soup fitting for the theme of the movie. We had a cup of coffee. So we're all feeling wired and ready to speak about this incredible film. But before we dive in, Cash,
Yes.
tell us about your first exposure to Gaga.
Wow. Okay. So I would have been probably a tween in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think seeing Just Dance for the first time on like Fuse.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember
Yeah.
Fuse? And just being like, oh my God, that's what my life will be like.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
like, I've grown up and that's not quite it. But I do feel like this moment in time, I am living more of that indie sleaze, pop star, rock star mess that I like saw in Gaga when I was so like young and desperate for what was next in my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like my first experience. Like I just remember Just Dance, like that that music
Yeah.
video, it stuck with me. I mean,
So from the jump.
literally from
Yeah.
the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I immediately felt that like cult following.
Mhm.
But as with so many other people, like as I became more of a teenager, I fell into that typical misogynistic place where Gaga was a woman to be criticized and
Yeah.
borderline hated.
Mm.
And then I moved out of the country. So what I got of her was like Tumblr. And I made my way back recently.
Back to the Gaga world.
Yeah, in the last 10 years.
I do appreciate you talking about the Just Dance video briefly, just because I think that for me as well, I mean, how old would I have been? Like 12 when that came out?
Yeah.
And just thinking like, yeah, this is like what parties look like.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting to go to a party that looks like that. So
That's a lie.
Oh,
I think
sorry,
I think
sorry.
we threw
Sorry, we
one.
threw a party that looked like that. Sorry.
That's a bold-faced lie.
I
Oh my
worked really hard to make
Yeah.
it look
Look like that. Yeah.
redacted. Sorry.
It did feel like it too.
I just shaded us.
Yes. Yeah, really.
Amnesia.
For context, Cash did an install for 17 years of the Fame Party. So it did
Yes.
look and feel like
Yes.
the Just
Yes,
Dance
it
video.
did. Yes.
That was honestly probably a highlight of my 2025.
It was a great night.
It was sweaty, slutty,
yeah.
gritty.
Well, it's also kind of like one of the bigger installations or like projects I've had to prep for this
Yeah.
year as like doing this art shit. And it was a lot of fun to like source all that material, to like tack that shit up on the wall. I built it all in this apartment before I
And
built
then
Stack
moved it
Color
over
Club.
there, yeah.
And I learned a lot.
Yeah. Well,
So-
our follow-up Gaga question is, what Gaga song do you currently have on repeat?
Today I caught myself singing Venus
Yeah.
and then oscillating into Judas. So all day it's been Venus,
Yeah.
Judas, Venus, Judas.
the isses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good choices.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then one of our questions that we haven't answered ourselves in a while, but we're going to ask you, what Gaga are you today?
So I showed you guys a grouping of I think about 6.
Yeah.
But ultimately I am this Gaga face down on the asphalt in tiny denim shorts and a black tank top, just having a rest.
Yeah.
But like, let me show you guys the image.
For
Like-
listeners, we'll include it in our carousel so you
Yes.
know what we're talking about on Instagram.
So Gaga's in a pair of heels, like stilettos.
Mhm.
I think this must have been like Joanne era.
Actually, I don't know. She might have been on tour. Like that could either be because her hair is short. So
I think it's up. I think it's in like a big bun sort of thing.
Oh, I think it is
Up?
a
Okay.
short thing,
Oh yeah.
like a little Marilyn.
yeah, so that makes me think it's like Born This Way ball
Yeah,
world
maybe.
tour, like
Or
where,
like Monster
Incredible.
Ball.
Monster Ball,
Like, is
yeah.
this a Terry Richardson
Richardson,
photo?
right.
I don't know.
yeah.
it's either that or Joanne.
Yeah.
The shorts might be a red herring.
Yeah.
I am feeling
The denim.
The denim, yeah.
this though.
Yeah.
Like face down on hot asphalt. Like clearly going through something but sounding like a lizard.
But
Yeah.
still a superstar.
Yes.
Superstar.
Recharging
Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
it's like so exhausted I have to recharge.
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah,
Face
on
down.
the hot
You're like,
asphalt.
stop the
down,
car.
Mentally,
Yeah.
I need to be in the I need to be in the summer.
We're there.
Yeah.
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 For our global listeners, we are in Chicago where it is wintry.
It's very cold
Wintry.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into it because we watched the film together. We're all giving commentary while the film was happening. I think for the three of us, for those that don't know, we've collaborated on many a creative project. We're all creative minded, so it's easy to sort of pick it apart. So I think we should start with what we like about this film.
Yeah. Okay.
Want to
Well,
go first? Yeah.
we're making eye contact, so I'm going to
I'm
say
like,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. I'm going to go first. I think the styling, the production design, the costume design, and the camp moments, I love that about this film.
Right.
And there's like so many, like, I think one of my favorite as an editor and as like creative things go, when Paolo is about to like, he's like screaming and it goes into a honk, that
Mhm.
sound effect, like things like that are so like unique and different and
Mhm.
outside of the conventional, like, I don't know, whatever, like there's tone issues. And so it's hard to say what type of movie this is.
Right.
But whatever type of movie it is, that honk feels out of place in the best way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think you're totally right that like visually it's presented like everyone who worked on this and like the art department and like photography side, videography side, whatever, it's like obviously very good at what they do.
Yes.
The issue is in the edit.
I agree with you that it's in the edit, but I kind of feel like the costuming and the art decoration is being underserved by the lighting and the videography.
Interesting.
I feel like the way they light it is dour.
Mhm.
And it could be so much more vibrant or communicative or moody, but they kind of did it in this like melodramatic realist way.
Yeah, I have a problem with a lot of the color grading in this film.
Yeah.
I think there are these really warm moments that I do think sort of illustrate this like, you know, late 70s, early 80s Europe. But then there are these really cold moments, and I don't know what like energetically or tonally the difference between those moments are supposed to say, if anything. And I don't know, there's just these moments that feel really desaturated and others that are like super yellow.
Yes.
I also love that we're like, let's start with what we like.
I know. It's really hard.
We could do one sentence of positive and then then our issues. It's
Lead
like
with love.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the writing and the character development of Patrizia, they do such a good job of like making her seem earnest and genuine, but also like I'm referring to the beginning of the movie, but then also like it's very clear to someone who's not smitten with her that she is eager for that, like for more.
Yeah. I think Gaga's performance, it's like, we sort of mentioned this when we were watching, but you know, Patrick and I have watched every Gaga interview she's ever done a million times. We feel like we know this woman, and it's like seeing her as herself so frequently makes seeing her act kind of strange because it can feel like we see her acting.
Yeah.
But that being said, some of the most enjoyable parts are that like ravenous and eager part of this character that she plays. And I think those aspects are those aspects of her performance feel like natural and embodied. And like you said, it's so much of the beginning of the film, and then in the middle, they're kind of lost. And then at the end, she's like crazy again, and that's entertaining.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I really feel like the beginning of the film, it is about getting to know her. And then at the end of the film, it's like, look how much of an outcast she was from this family. But we started on her chapter.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like that's kind of the confusing thing where it's like it originally it's almost fully her point of view in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
And then towards the middle and the end, it's like we don't see her in any of the scheming that happens.
Right.
It's very behind the scenes. And then there's scenes without her completely. Where is she?
Yeah.
Either it's about her or it's not, but like we hit the ground running about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do think that it's like, again, like when you were reading the cast in the intro of the show, it's like, oh yeah, this is like star power, big names.
Hollywood vehicle.
Vehicle. But also something that we talked about a lot while we were watching this film was that it's like too many characters with too many stories, but also simultaneously not enough time to tell those stories. So it's like too long of a film and would have been more successful broken up into like a series, like an 8-part series.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's the Hollywood machine effect too, is that obviously Gaga is this like mega superstar and coming off of A Star Is Born, which she got so much praise for, that like the marketing for the movie was really about this murder.
Right.
And really the murder is not very like it's not eventful, or like, of course it's like horrible that this woman like orchestrated her husband's murder and stuff, but like it isn't like it is more of a family drama, as you're saying, that involves way more people. So it was kind of like hard, like the film felt like it wanted to revolve around her, but like didn't and couldn't.
Right.
I don't know.
It is called House of Gucci.
Yeah.
And like I think that's the goal, but the edit tells a different story in the beginning. And then it tries to tell this family story. It's kind of too late. I don't know these people enough. I don't care about them that much.
Yeah.
I would like to know more. And when I do know them, it can't be a caricature of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where it like, I mean, when do we want to rip the Band-Aid off for Jared Leto in that conversation? I feel like right now we just have to do it, because there are moments in this movie where it's like he is like sucking the oxygen out of the room in the Jared Leto isms, which critics of Gaga would also say that there are Gaga-isms that pull them out.
Yeah.
Yes. And so like when you have them together and like the scenes that it's the two of them together, it's like, oh, these are two people who have an idea of like what they should be doing and are trying to figure it out in the context of knowing that they are like mega stars that come with a lot of association and baggage.
Like big personalities.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm disappointed that Jared Leto was casted for so many reasons. Right. I understand the context of he was a Gucci ambassador. I do appreciate him being in so much hair and makeup that he's almost unrecognizable.
Right.
Take it further, remove his name, go by a different name. You want to act, go by a different name. I'm going to say this. Anytime anyone gives me a platform to say this, I will say this. But I kind of wish either everyone was on his level of camp or he wasn't there.
Right.
Take it there completely. Or don't go there. It's so confused.
And Gaga has a foot in both worlds in this film,
and that's why she's the main character.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I feel like you said something about like we don't care about these characters enough by the time we get to like the real family stuff, and that's so accurate. Like they spend so much time like hammering in on how stupid and dumb and useless Paolo, Jared Leto's character, is, that then like all of these scenes of like him crying and suffering, it's like, I don't care because you told me he wasn't part of the story, kind of.
Right.
And then he is, and I don't know, it's sort of hard to, I also think Maurizio, like Adam Driver's character, like very confusing. Like there's like a switch in the middle where we don't really see his development to where he gets it. Like in the beginning of the film, he's very like, I'm not in this family anymore. I don't want to do this. I guess he's convinced by her, but we don't really fully see it.
Right.
And then he's like mad at her for that. But then he's like ousting her because, she messed things up. And it just feels like his motivations are unclear. And that makes her then response to him kind of confusing. Even though we know why she's pissed. It's just, I don't know.
There's a lot of internal, like we kind of see the internal dialogue of Paolo, like in this pigeon coop when he's crying, blah, blah. But we don't really see Maurizio alone.
Right.
Hardly ever.
Right.
I would like more about him and less about Paolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is this thing where it's like you got Al Pacino, you got Jared Leto, you got these people that are playing these are like character actors in this context. And you're right that it's like it almost is a caricature in a way that's like not clear enough. So it's like, am I laughing because I'm intended to laugh? Am I laughing because it's so like uncomfortable
absurd,
or half-baked?
Yeah.
But it's like not even, it's like, is it intentionally absurd? Like, what is the directive? And that's where I feel like there's a lot of confusion about the moments of like levity and humor in the movie. Like a lot of the scenes where Patrizia is like thinking that she is getting one up on the Gucci family or other people in the world, like the aristocratic friends and the mistress and all this. It's like, she's actually coming across as like incredibly naive because these people are in this world that she is not a part of, and she, with no lived experience or like evidence that she can orchestrate like a scheme. Gaga is acting it in this way where it's like this confidence bodied, like, oh, this is a bad bitch, but it's like actually she's not, because she's over. She's like overcompensating for her own insecurities in that world in a way that is so easy to see through. Yeah.
I think that's kind of my understanding is they want us to see that, right? Like they want us to see her overdoing it, but something about, I don't know if it's, her performance, God forbid, or the writing or the direction or the edit makes it feel like I don't like you're getting at. I don't know what you want me to think about her.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
And that's hard.
in that review, it's like the trailer for the movie. It's like father, son, and house of Gucci. And I'm an ethical person that's tapped with this person.
Yeah.
And then it's like when you see those moments in the movie, it's like, girl, you think you're
She's
playing
delusional.
the game, but you're getting played.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, I'm imagining as a filmmaker, like imagine you're a filmmaker, you're part of the process, whether you're like a writer, an editor, you're on set. Imagine being told that Lady Gaga's character is supposed to be the villain.
Yeah.
It's not shot like she's the villain,
right.
but she is.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, I think that's what's so confusing about it is like you have this megastar and then also like she's supposed to be the villain, but she's getting the most like screen time and she's kind of celebrated in the promotion of it.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
It is. It is kind of like you want to root for her or something, but they don't give you any reason to besides she's an outsider, but because of her behavior. And I mean, it's not like Gaga was out there being like, you know, we're doing this woman justice. She was like, this is like a bad person.
Yes.
Right.
But the movie doesn't fully go there. And I wish they did. I wish they
Take it
showed
there.
her being nasty and being like,
Because the moments
Yeah.
that we do see her unhinged, she's being wronged.
Yeah.
Like, it's not,
Yeah.
so there's sympathy. Yeah.
right. It's
Yeah.
like not outside the realm of reasoning that she would be upset that she's being divorced, you know,
Yeah.
like,
He hasn't even said the word. He sent his lawyer.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
and he, like, literally,
But
you would act a fool.
where and we don't see that happen with Maurizio. We see him like in these moments where they're like doing these photo shoots and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I jumped off a stool and now I'm a new person."
Yeah,
It's
he's like,
what?
I'm docile and I can be steamrolled, and then suddenly he's like ousting her completely.
He's like,
Right.
I'm a man.
and I think the thing is that it's like what we're supposed to take from it, or how I'm interpreting the film is that like he learns those behaviors from Patrizia and then like uses
interesting.
them against her.
Yeah,
Like she created the monster, but it's not clear enough. Like
yeah,
we don't see
Right.
enough of him like being like, about her schemes. He's very
Yeah.
much
There's
like, what
no
are you
moment.
doing? You're fucking
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
And then he's like, oh, wait, I'm going to do the same thing that you're doing
yeah.
to
Right.
get what I want.
I feel like the idea is she's manipulating him. And then we're supposed to know that he realizes that at some point. But they don't show us that.
And they
Right.
like barely talk about the forged signature.
Right, and I think what they did is
Which
they
is
wanted
major.
that to be a reveal later, and it actually would have served way better if, like, in the moment where the there's a missing signature, we literally see her doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is like a historical crime story.
Yeah.
We just need to know the order of events. Like, revealing it later doesn't serve the story. It like kind of confuses it then, because then you're like retroactively thinking like, oh, I guess she kind of did mastermind that, but she like fucked everything up and that's why he's mad. But like, I don't know. It's just a little odd.
Some things that should have been explicit were subtext. And
Right.
some things that were subtext should have been explicit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tone issue here is like, I don't need to see Paolo crying in his pigeon coop. Or I don't need to see Maurizio hooking up with his new Swedish girlfriend. That
Right.
can all be implied. That can be subtext.
Right.
I do want to see her explicitly forge a signature. I do want to see the lawyer calling to Maurizio and being like, so this happened. And he's like, we're
Yes.
going to get her out somehow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're missing parts of the story and we're getting parts that we simply don't need.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I think they're asking us to fill in things that like we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Are there any scenes that you feel like are amazing? I mean, we should talk about these scenes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
The sex scene I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
I was also talking about the sex scene. I was just about to say it changed my brain chemistry. That sex scene changed my
It
life.
changed her brain chemistry. Her noggin was getting smacked around into
Yeah.
that desk.
Her visceral grunts.
Yeah.
I was like, there's something so amazing about it because I feel like I've seen sex scenes and it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
performance,
Well,
it's
what-
pornography. She's like,
What I love about this is that
It's
she's
animal.
supposed to be like docile and dominated in that scene, but she is literally fucking herself
Yeah, onto
with
him.
yes, power.
To the point where it's like, this is what I want you to do. And then he's
Yes.
like, okay.
Right.
She's a powerful woman.
I think the sex scene and the way that like gripped the culture for more than it just being sex, but for what you're talking about, Patrick, it's like, I almost wish this movie was about their relationship.
Right.
And
Yes.
that the family stuff was this like subtextual thing happening in the background. And of course, the important details are like said out loud, but like it's really about their relationship, because that first 30 minutes, it is fascinating to see her kind of maneuver this very unassuming and kind of nerdy man and like take control of the situation, create romance and create the love and get what she wants.
Right.
Yeah.
And then their relationship isn't really part of it again until the end, when he has like a mistress and it's like, oh, right, they're married.
Right.
Right.
Well,
And she
and it's
loses
this
her
funny
mind.
thing
Yeah.
where it's like, obviously, like Rodolfo, the Mauricio's father, is like, yes, nice girl, sweet girl, whatever, fuck her, take her around the world, but don't marry her.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to marry this woman because I want her to be part of the family. Being part of the family means being part of the business.
Yeah.
Patrizia is married to Gucci and becomes part of the family, but then they're like, oh, no, you're actually not part of the business.
Right.
But it's like, wait, isn't that the business is the family?
Yeah.
So I am, but you don't want me to.
Right.
So why did you marry me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he's like discovering is like, oh, my dad was right, quote, quote.
Yes. I want to see that. I want to
Yeah.
see him understanding his dad's warnings. I want to see more of Domenico, who's apparently like has a huge role in this, and I don't get to know him or really see him in scenes until the end. And it's like,
Yeah.
one, he's hot, and I want to see more of him.
And like
He's a
kind of,
very
it's
sexy
funny
man.
that he looks more like Tom Ford than the person that plays Tom Ford in the movie. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Casting.
Yeah. I also think the role of Rodolfo's brother, Maurizio's uncle, is kind of confusing. It's like a big thing in like kind of like the second act, the beginning of the second act, the end of the first act.
Are we talking
He's-
about Aldo?
Yeah.
Aldo, yes. And he's sort of like maneuvering and conniving and orchestrating in his own way, but it's like unclear what the end goal is,
Yeah.
sort of.
Right. It's like he's using
We don't know what anybody
Patrizia-
wants.
Right.
That's the thing. We don't know what anyone wants.
We're
Motivations
assuming he's using
are
Patrizia
unclear.
to get Maurizio back in the fold for the family business because he thinks his son is a dumb fuck.
Yes.
But then it's like once he gets that with Patrizia, then he's like, oh, but don't get it twisted.
But
Like
not
the,
you,
The
yeah.
scene with the fakes, it's like, girl, don't waste my time. Like
Yeah.
this is you're like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Like
Right. And that's the thing is you're right that's what I think that scene with the fake bags and stuff was supposed to do, but they should have hit it over the head more.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like she's like angrily smoking a cigarette while he's like in the back being like, oh, like you're a woman, basically.
Right,
Like
right.
you're never, this is not your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't hit that on the head enough, the like misogyny of it.
Right.
Mhm.
I think obviously she's a schemer and there's like the distrust there, but they really need to talk more about the misogyny of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it's not just that she's lowly truck business
royalty.
daughter. Yeah,
Right.
lowly truck royalty.
And what's funny is Rodolfo is like, they're mafia, clearly. And it's like,
Yeah.
but aren't you also? Like,
Yeah,
aren't
like
you
in your own way, girl.
defrauding and
Yeah.
swindling? Like you
Yes.
go, like
Yeah.
your brother goes to jail for tax evasion.
That's the thing too, that whole sequence, very fast. We talked about while the movie was happening, like, okay, things are happening. Like, this is good. Like, we got kind
Pacing.
of what was happening. But then there's more of it later. And it's like, wait, what? Like, why? Like,
Yeah,
I
and the
don't know.
time jumps are like unclear, and like we get a couple like little titles that pop
Yeah.
up a few times in the movie, but they're like used very sparingly in a way that's like we didn't realize how much time had passed until Alessandra walks in and is a fucking teenager. Like
Yeah.
the last time she was on screen, Gaga was freaking out that she was gonna get a divorce outside of her school, and she was like in 6th grade, and then
Yeah.
it's like she's
The timeline is very confusing.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Because they met in 78, but the murder happens in 95. Like like a lot of time goes by.
right.
in this
And
whole-
when Patrizia's at crashes the dinner party that's
Yeah.
happening in the Swiss Alps, that it's like, oh, sorry to interrupt, and they're like, you're not interrupting. It's like, no, your husband is with his girlfriend and her friends. Like you are interrupting.
and how long has it been since?
Well, she's like 5
he
years
left.
ago. He took me there for my 25th birthday.
Right.
So that's only been 5 years
right.
of their
of
relationship.
the relationship.
Crazy.
I want to jump back to things that we liked.
Yes.
And put this in the carousel. But one of my favorite scenes is when Patrizia's trying to get Maurizio to go back to the Gucci name.
Mm.
And I think it's after Aldo's had 2 birthday parties.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Which again, it's like, do we need that in the edit?
just give us one.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like explaining family and business and its importance. And we obviously know she's thirsting for the Gucci name.
Yeah.
Get it. Totally get it. And she's lit, so half of her face is clearly exposed and the other half is shadowed. And he's lit in reverse the same way. Half of it is lit and half of it's shadowed. And I feel like at this point, they've been married. They really think they know each other, but we're only seeing half of the story.
Yeah.
Their inner selves are still concealed, not only to us, but to each other.
Right.
I just love how it's lit. And I just feel like it's a very good example of how lighting can tell a story and also like be tonally appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was warm. I don't know. Anyone want to add to that?
Well, what I like about the movie is the fact that it's very clear that Gaga and her team are like, I know that this is not a House of Gaga production, but we are applying the House of Gaga codes and like ethos and work ethic to the way that I will visually show up on this screen.
Incredible wigs, incredible fashions.
The fashion, the wigs, the makeup. She,
compliments to Gaga's parents, the genetics.
I'm like, they're literally writing scenes in just because they're like, she needs to wear
It would
this.
be fierce if she did this.
Yeah.
If she walked across the street.
Right. It's like they're sitting in the car and she puts her shoe on the fucking dashboard because it's like, bitch, you need to look at this shoe.
You need
to see what she is wearing.
Why is she doing that? We don't know. Like,
it's like, no, we know because Gaga's like, the shoe is sickening.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the shot.
There was her with her shoe on the dashboard. And like the way that her body was posed, it took me to that music video, John Wayne.
Yeah.
The John Wayne music video.
Totally.
Like totally different spaces, but she's just so Gaga in that moment.
Eating leftover cake from the container.
Yes,
too.
I have. Okay, so I have a running list. We like all took little notes while we were watching, but I have a running list of Gaga-isms that took me out of her being Patrizia. One of them is the spin she does in the club.
Love
after when she's dancing with the gays, which shout out to those gay actors, you know, they were living. They were like, I'm going to be in this movie for 2 seconds, but I get to dance on the dance floor with Lady Gaga. It's like, that's the best.
Yes.
Thing
honestly,
you could
the
ever,
dream.
Yeah.
Hire
literally.
me.
Yeah.
100%. Her doing that little spin, writing her number with the lipstick on the scooter. And
with
then,
her right hand, did you notice?
Yep.
Instead of her left.
Yeah. To be like, this isn't me. It's like, bitch, that is the most you thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. When she wrote the 80-page biography, she was like, right-handed.
Like, yeah, like 100%. And like, that's a Lady Gaga-ism. And then the leg up in the car.
Yeah.
Those were like the 3 moments where I was like, hey, Steph.
I see you.
Hey,
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
A scene that I really love, that I think the direction, the script, the performance are all aligned and congruent, is when she's sitting outside their pink home with the lawyer, Domenico, and her husband, Maurizio. And Maurizio gets up and goes back to the house, and you see her kind of switch and communicates directly with the lawyer. And he kind of gives it back to her, you know, and is like kind of trying to put her down. But in this situation where Patrick so perfectly said, like, we're watching her kind of like be domineering but not successful at it. She kind of is in this scene, and it feels gratifying to see her sort of be the villain and be successful in it. And her performance is good, and she's kind of being a bitch. Right. But like in that moment as a viewer, I'm like, it's justified.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I'm like, oh, everything you've laid down so far makes me feel like I'm on her side.
Right.
And then by the end, it's sort of like, where do I stand with her?
Right.
So
or like
that scene I love.
The big scene that they build to, and as we were watching, we were like, oh yeah, remembering back, it was like, this was everyone's Halloween costume, was the red ski suit. And you know, the ethical person conversation and the little espresso and the tap of the spoon. It's like, they package that and like use that for so much press and promo, and that was like the moment that when it actually happens in the film, it's like,
it's sad.
I don't think Paola is like intimidated or anything. She's like, wow, he really fucked you up, and now I'm gonna
ride that train,
be his wife. Yeah, like
I don't feel bad for like stealing your man now.
Right.
He was never yours to begin with.
Right. Totally. And it's like, and she walks away from it being like, like, look what I just did.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he was waving to her, not you.
Yeah.
Like, like he's disgusted by you at that point. Like
So,
there's nothing to steal.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about this scene with Domenico. I was thinking about how delicious it would be if this film kind of did a parallel intercutting of Domenico and Patrizia's roles in this family. Because I think they kind of parallel. They're not family.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's found a way to be useful and
influential.
Yes.
Well, he's the fixer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like it would be interesting to know his story. But I'm like, maybe we don't get to know his story because the Gucci brand and whatever role they play in this. Like maybe that's why we don't see her actually forging a signature.
Right.
Maybe there's certain things where it's like protected because of this major brand.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, it is interesting. Obviously they have to be involved to some extent, and like the ending of the movie, like when the little like
wrap up
like
Text
thing
on the
happens,
screen,
and it's like one of the most successful global fashion houses of all time. It's like so they're obviously like their thumb is on the scale a little bit for sure.
It would be like we talk about this all the time, like with so many different pieces of Gaga media, just knowing what the behind the scenes aspect of it is.
Right.
We do know that the studio got the rights to make the film in 2020 and they shot it in 2021 and it was released in 2021. But they were planning this, like Ridley Scott was planning it. I think the script was in development for years before that.
Right.
And I wonder, and we can just touch briefly on this, like the COVID of it all and like studios wanting to have a big movie theater hit. This came out on Thanksgiving, and I mean, they were filming in February, March, April, and the film came out in November.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well, the pacing reads like someone who is under a deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I'm just like, there are so many things, like thinking back now, like, you know, I brought up while we were watching, like every time the car pulls up to like the Gucci family estate, like, yes, it's setting the scene, but it also at a certain point felt so like, this feels like a trope and like so like not important. And and like why are we sacrificing screen time for like something like this?
Yeah.
Whereas there's all these other things that I'm sure they like wrote or shot or like that didn't make it in.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what was going on with that?
It rides an interesting line between like Hollywoodification, like of this historical story, and like trying to stay accurate, where I'm like, again, we were talking about like camp versus serious. We need to choose a road, because it would have been really great to get this like Hollywood movie thing where the climax 60-70% of the way through the movie is the murder.
Right.
And then we're like building all of this lore around her going back to the house and repossessing the home from the mistress. And like, let's fill in some blanks. Let's make it a little fictional so we can really like milk Gaga and like her talent. And instead it's sort of like, so this is about a murder, sort of. But really, it's not. It's about like
a series
laws.
of scenes.
It's about like legal documents.
Yeah,
So
it's a series of scenes that's not necessarily a movie.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Wait, imagine Ryan Murphy did this.
Oh God! I
What is that
can't.
show? What is that show
won't.
where they did like the
Versace?
OJ,
Oh yeah.
American
And the Versace
Crime,
too.
Yeah.
whatever Sarah Paulson was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what are our thoughts? Like, what do you think could have made this movie better?
Well, yeah, I just think like choosing a lane.
Yeah.
Like either, I think there was so much like good detail in the physical sets, and I feel like they didn't use their environments enough. I feel like they lit it like it could have been anywhere. I don't think there was enough creative direction involved in the lighting.
Actually,
for one.
when you say it could have been anywhere, it's like we don't really get those like in like films. You get like a cityscape,
Right.
Yeah.
maybe, or just like
it's like the New York
There's no
reveal,
establishing shots.
The New York reveal moment too is like so.
I'm like, are we in New York?
It's so like
You never
this
know.
is a set.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel. Yeah. And it's like iconic places too. And there are moments where
Right.
you're like, where are we right now?
Yeah, no, we didn't get, I mean, they cut the establishing shot so they could show us, I'm going to say it again, Paolo Craig in his pigeon house.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, like cut that shit out. Give me a beautiful establishing shot of wherever the fuck they are in Italy. Milan?
Right.
Yeah.
Milan. I want to
Yeah.
see Milan.
Right.
I also feel like the music, there was like a lot of pop American, popular American music and also pop, but it's like pop Italian music.
Right.
Italian disco, Italian remakes of these songs. They gave
Right.
us
Yeah.
one Italian remake of this Monkeys song,
Yeah.
which was great. I'm a believer, I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm. That part was cute.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
before
But
the sex scene, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
We just
Yeah.
love that.
And they're like shooting each other with hoses.
Yeah.
They're playing soccer
We
with
did.
each other.
There was a whole tangential conversation while we were watching the movie about homosexuals and homosocial relations.
Yes.
With
We
the-
can't
the-
help ourselves.
Yes, the men playing football
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the truck
Yeah.
place. I'm
That's-
like,
but that's the
men's
three
with
of
the
us. We're
trucks.
like,
Yeah.
like both of these main characters are gay. Like
Right,
they're in a
yeah.
lavender marriage.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
And then the Gucci party of like rugby, maybe? I
Yeah.
don't know. Where they're all like beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like intense as fuck.
Yeah.
The
And hot.
promo for this movie was amazing. Like, and not like, you know, we talked about how the commercials and things were misleading, but like Gaga showing up at red carpets,
Right.
like, looking fierce. Like,
Yes.
Oh my
there
God.
was so much
Oh my
like
God.
great.
We haven't
beauty.
even talked about the injectables.
Right. Her
Wait.
mug.
That purple Gucci dress
I
where
know.
she's photographed throwing it in the air.
I
Oh my God, it lives in my brain.
So
I love
good.
the red Versace.
Yeah.
And she is painted, like she's wearing some of the most makeup she's worn since like 2010.
Yeah.
2011 maybe.
Yeah.
2012 maybe I'll
Yeah.
say.
I would like to take a moment and remember back to right after this movie came out, the promo, we got together and you guys shot a video chewing on pearls talking about her promo looks.
That was
We did.
Glitter and Grease.
That was back in the
Sorry,
Glitter and Grease
yes,
era.
sorry, yes, it
we
was the
did
Glitter
talk
and
about those
Grease.
looks at length. If you
We
want
did.
to look online,
I'm sure it's out there.
it's out there.
Yeah.
And the audio visual quality is
Something.
scary.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was
But we
4
did.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
5?
they-
4.5?
I don't know.
4.5.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. 4.
We've been at this for
5.
a bit now. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about this
I
lady.
forgot.
This famous Lady Gaga. What was I going to say? Something about the rollout. Oh, there was Oscar buzz. There was a lot of Oscar buzz about Gaga and
Right.
Jared Leto
Right.
for this film. They thought for sure, like, she's a contender.
Right.
And then it started premiering in these wonderful film festivals, and it kind of became like, will she though? And then
It-
she didn't.
It became a joke almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were nominated for an Academy Award for hair and makeup, which makes sense. They
Right.
did not win it.
No.
But
Yeah, I think it's one of those things too with this performance. Like watching it back, I'm like, it really isn't like Gaga's performance is not bad.
no.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's nothing about it that is like objectively like, oh God, that is like cringe,
Yeah.
awful, whatever. The accents across the board, I just think that was like
Kooky.
a decision that they made that like I understand it, but they're again, it feels like what Cash said, they were making this like on a timeline that felt tight, and it's like the amount of work that Gaga said that she put into crafting this character.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if that necessarily reads in like what the material that
Yeah.
they ended up using in the final take.
Right. Like final cut.
Yeah.
I think a criticism of Joker 2, which we've yet to see, we're
Right.
again kicking that out, and maybe we'll have to watch that with you.
Our resident film correspondent.
Film correspondent
Hey.
was that Gaga was underutilized in
Mhm.
that film. I think here maybe she's sort of like misused
Yes.
in ways, but
Mhm.
not necessarily. I'm sure like when they were making the film, it was like she was eating and all that stuff, but in the edit and like the tone of everybody else around her, if they were going to make this a movie about this character and about her, Gaga as actress,
Mhm.
that's like the meta conversation
Mhm.
that's happening. Is this is her second starring role?
Right.
They misused her.
Of her playing a person,
Yes.
not a new character.
Right. Like
Yeah.
a historical. And then there was, you know, in A Star is Born, it was like, is Gaga playing herself? She's playing
Right.
an ingenue in the
Right.
music
Mhm.
world.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. And here, I think she had an opportunity to like write an 80-page biography and like show that she did.
Right.
And
I think she did phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just wish that the tone of the movie really, like, I feel like when you measure her against the other actors, it's all pretty flimsy.
Can
Yeah.
I say something that might be controversial?
Please.
Yes.
I think the flimsiest performance is Adam Driver.
Totally.
I think that's why we don't see a lot of him.
I think they
Mhm.
gave him nothing. I'm like giving him the benefit of the doubt just because I'm like, there's so many things flimsy about this movie, but I'm like, where is the material?
Right. And like, who
He has
are
no
you?
personality.
Yeah.
Like,
The whole time we
Yeah.
were like, wow, he has big hands.
yeah.
Yes.
He's so tall. We're like,
Yeah,
he's a
he's so
giant.
tall.
so
yeah.
big.
Totally. That was his contribution.
Yeah.
And we love him for it.
Yeah. So, you know, we're talking about A Star is Born. We're talking about House of Gucci. We're talking about Joker Folia Do a little bit. If Gaga is doing another film project,
Yeah. Let's
What would
say
you
she's
like it to
starring
be?
in a film.
what would you like it to be?
What is it going to be?
Oh,
You want to go first?
yeah. yes. Sorry. I feel like I want to see her play distressed woman in an adventure film. Okay, think Bird Box.
Okay. Never
Something
seen it.
almost Rambo-ish even, where she's like a badass character, but she is like in distress and she's having to do some sort of physical shit. Like I want her to do stunts and stuff.
I mean, like, girl, she's gonna do a Mission Impossible.
Yes, yes.
She's gonna do it in her
Tom
blazers.
Cruise.
Yeah.
They're friends, kind of.
Yeah, I want to see her like sweaty and greasy.
Yeah.
Like they think take this back to Hold My Hand.
Yeah.
That music, but I love that fucking
know.
song. I want to see her flying the plane.
Yeah. I like imagine her in like a Ridley Scott. Hello. Alien. Like, you know what
Yes,
I mean?
right.
Like she's the lady in Alien.
Right.
What's that woman's name?
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney
That
Weaver.
woman. Oh my
She's
God.
Sigourney
put some
Weaver.
respect.
You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing where it is like
White
only girl in
tank
the
top.
world.
Yeah.
White tank.
White tank top.
And she's like a genius, like scientist. It's just weird to think of her
Yes.
because she has played these kind of like the ingenue or like the crazy bitch.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And what's in between that? I don't
Right.
know.
or like a medic.
What if she's like a detective?
Oh my God, no.
She searched
looked
for
for
clues.
evidence.
She
Yeah.
looked for evidence. Which was also around this time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
2021.
God.
Yeah.
So wild.
House of
We're
Gucci
taking
came
a
out.
step
Yeah.
into the
yes.
past.
I saw a clip the other day. It was like her being like, I look for evidence. And then someone was like, I don't have evidence of this, but this was her peak mania. Like, this is her
Totally,
experiencing
totally,
peak mania.
totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could look for evidence. Of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think for me, just like some of my favorite movies, well, most, if not all of my favorite movies are about like psychologically disturbed and distressed women.
Yeah.
And Gaga's like had brushes with that kind of role, but it's always been packaged as like cunty. Like I want to see her in like some like Cronenberg, like body horror, like,
Yeah.
like really take her there, like to the, like, I did just watch Possession too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like I need to see Gaga have like a
Guttural.
moment where she's like pushing her physicality beyond anything she's ever done.
Yeah.
In like a horror, absurd, like I want her like ripping her hair out and like vomiting. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want her to go that extreme.
Yeah.
I don't know if she
That'd
ever
be
will,
so
but
fun.
like I want to see her in like some art house shit.
Yeah, totally.
Like Abracadabra meets Suspiria.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Suspiria, yeah, Possession, Suspiria, Black Swan, Rosemary's
Right.
Baby.
I mean,
Those
I
are like
could
my
see her-
favorite movies.
I
So
could
I'm
see
like,
her
I
in
need
like
that.
a horror film playing like, you know, the mother of the abbey, the haunted abbey, you know, like that
Right.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
like where she's like some possessed witch lady too. Like
Right.
that would be fun.
Or like a remake of like one of those movies that I just listened. I
Yeah.
mean, not that I want a remake, but like
Yeah.
a remake of like a classic horror
Mhm.
story that has like a female protagonist.
You know, I think a lot about Moonstruck because it is my favorite film and how that was sort of not Cher's first movie, but such a perfect vehicle for her to get that Oscar because it allowed her to be Cher, funneled through a character that was like kind of built for her, but also not.
Right.
It was kind of perfect. And I wonder if Gaga has it in her to do a comedy.
Right. Like a rom-com or
Yeah,
something.
because also Moonstruck is specific because it's like 80s rom-com, which they were like way more like profound than the ones that are made today. They're
Right.
like clever and smart and charming and whatever. But I wonder if we could really see her. And Cher was probably around Gaga's age now when she
Yeah.
made Moonstruck. So it's an interesting thing. But I think Gaga, I don't know that Gaga would go silly with her acting career.
Yeah, it's hard to tell where
Not that
she's at
Cher is
right
so
now.
silly in Moonstruck. She also
Right.
like cries and like is heartbroken and devastated. But
Right.
I don't know.
But we have seen, I mean, Gaga has been pretty consistently strong with all of her SNL
Yeah.
performances, and I feel like she could pull off comedy
Yeah.
with the right writers and co-star.
Yeah.
I think it would really be hard to find a male co-star for a rom-com, but I think
Michael
it-
Polanski.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it would be very easy to find like a woman to co-star with Gaga in any
Totally.
context in any movie.
I mean, it's
I
like,
need
yeah,
her
this
in, like,
Anne
a-
Hathaway.
Yes.
Oh, what's her name?
Michaela Cole.
Michaela Cole
Yeah.
movie. I'm like, Gaga could have been the Anne Hathaway character.
Right.
Easy.
Or the
yeah.
Michaela Cole character.
Put her in the
Michaela-
Odyssey.
yeah.
I'm like, just put her in a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah,
like, she doesn't
like-
have to be the lead.
Right.
Like,
The
Yeah.
Odyssey, like
Yeah.
the Greek
Yeah.
epic.
yeah, like
Is
Anne
that big
Hathaway,
name?
Zendaya, Matt Damon.
Okay, film correspondent.
Wait, excuse me,
Okay,
what?
film
It's coming
correspondent.
out next year, I think.
I literally had no idea. That's
Christopher
incredible.
Nolan
Yeah.
directing the Odyssey. It's like
Okay.
Tom Holland, Zendaya, Anne
Damon.
Hathaway, Matt Damon, like a bunch of big people.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
yeah.
there are rumors that Gaga is going to be in a movie version of Guys and Dolls,
Right.
which is a musical with Zendaya.
There were also
Oh.
rumors that Gaga was screen testing for Mother Gothel for
Yes.
the
Live action Tangled.
Tangled, which I'm like, if she does that,
But this is
I have a problem.
this is the crazy
We have a
thing
problem.
about being a Gaga fan. It's like there's rumors that she's doing live action Tangled. There's rumors that she's doing Guys and Dolls, a musical, and
Right.
then there's also rumors that she's doing Cleopatra.
right,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a very interesting,
touchy.
like, I understand that she is, I mean, Gaga, it's very clear that Gaga has a reverence for Elizabeth Taylor, and like that is
Mhm.
what concerns me, because I feel like she would do it because of that lineage.
Hopefully, at
and
this stage, she wouldn't.
has played role like the A Star Is Born conversation with Judy Garland and Barbara Streisand, like
Yeah.
Cleopatra with Elizabeth
She's
Taylor.
fixated on the old stars.
Yes, and like showbiz, like she
Yeah.
is the beating heart of like showbiz, quote quote, in like contemporary pop culture right now, at least in my opinion. So that's what worries me, that she would.
do it because of that.
But culturally, I don't think it would be a smart move.
It's been a rumor for about 8 years,
Right.
so I don't think it's happening. There was like the whole thing of like the studio that maybe she was in talks with. Something happened. There was a disagreement, and then it was like went to a different studio, and then Angelina Jolie was gonna play Cleopatra.
Oh my
Right.
Another
God.
white lady,
Right.
gonna play Cleopatra. So very, confusing stuff. Like
And
where
she
Gaga's
has
film
said
career
that
could
it's
go.
her dream role.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. We'll be reviewing that when it comes out.
Yes.
you know what would be really fascinating? She plays Elizabeth Taylor
There we go.
behind the
Playing
scenes
Cleopatra.
as Elizabeth Taylor films that movie.
Yeah.
And maybe
And I'm sure she was
there's-
filming other movies at the same time because
Right.
she was booked.
And
Yeah.
there's an opportunity then for even like
That's genius.
conversation.
Okay, you're
About-
you're the film correspondent
Yes.
again.
Yes, thank you. Take it back.
Yeah.
I will be writing this. Okay, no one take this. Okay, if you're listening.
Right.
Honestly, I also was thinking about an alternate reality where Joker 2 never came out.
You almost said Joker 4.
Joker 4. And it was a solo movie about Harley.
Yeah.
And Gaga is the star and there's no Joker yet. And
Yeah.
then the third thing is them coming together. I think that would have been more successful.
Right.
If people could have been sold on Gaga in that role.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see this crazy woman singing songs in the Looney Asylum.
Right.
Looney bin, whatever you call it, the asylum, the hospital, the psych ward. Let me list everything. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the issue
that place.
now I know this is just becoming a general film conversation, but the issue with that and why they probably wouldn't do that is because Joker was a movie for boys and they
Joker
made it a
is for
musical.
boys.
Yeah, which
Totally.
is so stupid. Not that I believe that, but it's like that is what they were trying.
Well,
like,
But
they
the
didn't
thing
want
is,
to call it a musical.
I know.
because it's
people
for
would have
boys.
people would have like maybe boys wouldn't have come out to a Harlequin film,
Right.
But if Gaga was the only star, the gays would.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
That's
like
a
they
larger,
lost
better,
a lot of
more
Right.
powerful demographic.
Yeah, totally. Gays and girls like coming
Gays
out to
and
see Gaga be
girls.
strung out in some crazy makeup, singing
Yeah.
songs
I
on
mean, we've
rooftop.
been doing it for
could
20
happen.
years. So.
It could happen. Like, like the Dark Knight didn't
Yeah.
like make that out of order sequentially
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I could, they all have also talked about Gaga doing X-Men. Like
I could
a
see her in like a
superhero.
Marvel
Oh
adjacent
my god!
world.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I love that idea
Yes.
just because of the Marvel of it all, but I do love the idea of her being like Emma Frost or
Wait,
someone.
Yeah.
what about Watchmen?
That I would be more supportive
Yeah.
of, or like
Yeah.
some kind of I don't know.
something darker.
Yeah.
But
Sin City.
Mm,
She was in Machete
yeah,
Kills and
Machete
Sin
Kills.
City actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
I was
a
like, I feel like
waitress.
I'm repeating something that's happened.
That was like very early Gaga, which is
Yeah.
funny. We should throw that in the carousel
Yes,
to see how far
totally.
we've come because
Yeah.
that was when she was really like, oh, okay, you want to be in movies, but
yes.
maybe not yet.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting to think about her acting career and you know, in recent press, she's talked about like, what if I made a musical and I wasn't in it and I wrote it? You
Yes.
know, and what if she did step back into more of a producer role with films? Who knows?
Okay. To bring it back to House of Gucci
Yes.
and kind of wrap it up. During the movie, I counted how many cigarettes Patrizia Reggiani Gucci.
Patrizia Reggiani as Lady Gaga, as Patrizia Gucci.
How many cigarettes do you think she smoked?
I'm going to say
14.
Oh, I was going to say 16.
12.
So 12 cigarettes smoked, a lot of smoky eyes, a lot of great shoes.
Incredible shoes, fantastic wigs.
Yes.
They were changing her hair for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because they
None
could.
at all.
Yes.
Just because they could.
I think
Yeah.
that's why it's hard to tell time.
Right.
Because every scene her haircut's different. And like, I
Totally.
love that and I relate to that. I'm always cutting my own
Right.
hair. But like, consistency, please.
Yeah. Like when it was supposed to be a thing where it's like, do you like my haircut? And it's like, wait, which one? Like, it's like, it's so hard. Like every time she's on screen, she looks so wildly different that like when she walks in, she's like, my hair.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, of course. It's like, are we supposed to notice? You've been wearing a different wig every scene.
Yeah.
Like,
And it just, it's like she doesn't even have to, because
At all.
Gaga in any film she's been in, it's like, like she steals every scene because she could be flopping so hard. I don't think she's flopped in an acting role that I've seen her in. But like, even if she was, she has star power in a way that like, put her in a movie, anybody else in that shot with her does not matter.
yeah. Well,
Like-
and I do think that is a good point that you bring up. Like there aren't a ton of like ensemble scenes. Like there's a lot of like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people.
Yeah.
But like in the scenes where there are many characters and Gaga's not featured speaking often, she really does hold her own, like being in those scenes. And like not like, I feel like it's an early criticism of Gaga as actress was like she was acting. Here it's like I think she knows enough and is confident enough in her ability to like just be in the scene, be present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which she gets
It'll
a lot
be
of shit for her
interesting to
method
see-
stuff.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if she, I don't know, takes on a role in more of an ensemble film.
Right.
And like how she behaves in the background.
Right.
I think that's interesting. But either way, our eyes will be on her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like she could be blurred out in the background and I'm like, what is she doing?
gorgeous.
She just lifted her hand up.
Right.
She took a sip of water. Oh my
Right.
God. Like
I know.
genius. Well, I guess that's our episode.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for
you so
being
much.
our film correspondent. And it was fun to revisit this film. We've all just like watched it once, I think,
Yeah,
before
before
this.
this.
So
I'm thinking this might have been my second watch. Or sorry, third watch.
Got
Yeah,
it.
this is definitely my
This
second.
Might
Yeah,
have
me
been my
too.
third watch.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think I appreciated aspects of it more this time, and I was harder on aspects of it more this time. Like seeing it first, I mean years ago now, I was like, it was fine. And now I'm like, oh, it was great in these ways, and it was really not great in these ways. Like
Yeah.
a more of a polarized opinion for sure.
Yeah.
I do want to say I think that this movie is enigmatic,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like bringing that back. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it is what it is, and she was really great in it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it has tone issues.
And don't forget, a pearl a day keeps the dialect coach away.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let you